Hello, and welcome to the Carla Knits podcast. This is a podcast about knitting, crocheting, and always all of the yarny goodness that I love. I am coming to you from Nebraska. It's a sunny day. Today is Friday, April 1st. How is it already April? March went by so fast. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. And if you're new, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to this channel. You can find me on Instagram, Ravelry, and my Etsy shop as cbcraftygirl. And we do have a podcast group on Ravelry for Carla Knits. And currently we have a Love Your Stash mail? Love Your Stash 2022 mail? I think I have that right. Anyway, we have a stash make-along going on Ravelry for the entirety of this year. So started January 1st, goes through the very end, and the idea is to use things that were in your stash prior to January 1st. And I am loving seeing all of the finished objects that you guys have. You guys are just nailing it out of the park, you know, home run with making all of those finished objects. It is just great. And the chatter thread, there is so much chatter going on. It is so much fun. So if you'd like to be a part of that, it's a fun community to be a part of the chatter and to see all of the beautiful finished objects. So for this make along, I am drawing quarterly prizes. So since today is April, I will be drawing, or I have picked winners for the January through March quarter. So I have one prize for the chatter thread and one prize for the finished object thread. Excuse me a minute. I have been battling a cold, so I'm doing the best I can. All right, so for the finished object thread, there were 339 posts. Mine was number 1. So I did a random number generator 2 through 339. So that's a lot of finished objects, which is great. And the number picked was 190, and that is Ash M. Co. That's Ashley, and I'll post a picture here of what she had for her finished object. It is a beautiful Starflake shawl, Stephen West pattern, just gorgeous. So it's a beautiful shawl, and congratulations to you, Ashley. So get in contact with me through Ravelry. And then for the chatter thread, there are 556 posts as of this morning, and random number generator picked 525, and that is, I don't know how to say it, but it's Carnesee, Karnesee, and I know that's Leslie. So congratulations to you, Leslie. Leslie is great about chattering in that chatter group, and she also has beautiful projects that she is making. So congratulations to you. So I should show you what they won. So for Ashley, I am giving you one of the project bags that I made. So this is a medium size one with these cute floral ladies. I think this is a really nice one for spring. It has some cute polka dot print inside. And then this yarn was donated by my friend Joanne. Thank you, Joanne. And I had used this yarn in January to knit a scarf. I think it's easy drop stitch scarf for my mom. And so this is plenty to make that that scarf should you want to use that. So that'll be going. And then also some Heidi and Lana stitch markers. So that will be coming to you, Ashley. And then, let me see, I've got a lot of stuff here. So I'm just gonna try to move stuff aside a little bit. And then for you, Leslie, another project bag from my shop. So this is the sock sock size, and it's in this orange floral print, and it's got some cute orange fabric, coral orange fabric with polka dots and little gold hearts on the inside. So that will be coming to you along with another the stitch markers from Heidi and Lana. So congratulations to our winners. So keep on making those beautiful finished objects, keep on chattering away, and I'll look forward to drawing prizes again in the next quarter. I'm gonna set those aside. All right, let's see. Is that what I wanted to? Oh, I guess I just thought I'd share a little bit what's been going on in the chatter thread recently. So on that chatter thread, there was talking about knitting and napping. So are any of you like that? Do you enjoy knitting and napping? I sure do. And they were talking, someone was talking about rainy days. How perfect is that to knit and nap? Just wonderful. So those are some of my favorite things. There's also, and I think this was you, Leslie, that you have the handmade soap that you made and all of these beautiful dishcloths. And she showed some really beautiful ways that she is packaging up her dishcloths and soaps together in little gift bags. And then she also tied her dishcloths as little bunnies for Easter. So if you want some cute inspiration for maybe how you'd like to present your dishcloths, or how you could gift soap and dishcloths, that's really fun to check out. Yeah, so congratulations to Ashley and Leslie, and good job everybody with all of your beautiful finished objects. So since it has been 2 weeks, I have some finished objects. I have 6 finished objects, which is kind of crazy, but I'm really, really happy about that as well. So it was good to get some things off my needles that I wanted to get off my needles. So I'm going to start with socks because these have been on the needles a while. So my first finished object is this pair of socks. So these are just top down. I did the slip stitch heel. This yarn is Bumblebee Acres Farm, their Outlander collection in the Kalurah colorway. And originally these were going to be for me, but just seeing the color, I kind of thought I'd like them for Jeff. So I have a finished Christmas present, my first finished Christmas present of the year. So that's kind of exciting, these socks for Jeff. I enjoyed using this yarn, and this was from Stash from several years ago. This yarn was is a Corriedale nylon blend, and this was really nice to work with. And it feels like, I mean, it's a little more rustic, but not, I mean, it's still very soft, and it feels like it's going to be a sturdy, well-wearing yarn. So those are my finished socks for Jeff. So I was happy to get those done. And then I have another pair of socks. So I'm going to stick those on, on the sock blockers. All right. Just getting these all tidy here, as tidy as I can. I feel like I need background music here to be going while I'm doing this. Well, it's taking some time. So hopefully these are on okay. So these are my Charisma socks, a fun self-striping yarn by Lollipop yarn. So top down sock, and this time I did the German short row heel, which I hadn't done in several years, but I really liked that. Yeah, just really fun, bright colors. So I'm really happy with how those turned out, and they fit really well. They're nice and snuggly. So very, very happy with that. I think that was all I wanted to say about my socks. So it felt very good to get those 2 pairs of socks completed. And especially these had a longer leg on them, so they just took a little bit longer. And then of course Jeff's, when I made them for Jeff's, his foot is a little bit longer, of course, than mine, so it just takes a little longer to knit some of those things, but that's all right. So those are my finished socks from my Make 9. And this was something I had talked about last time that actually the last few times that I had wanted to make. This is the Snow Fern hat by Kalurah Hudson. This was knit out of Patons classical wool, and it's a worsted weight wool. This pattern was really fun to make. Lots of cables. I did not use a cable needle in this one because it was over 3 or 4 stitches, and it varied throughout the pattern. So I did just use you know, a regular cable needle. I like how this turned out, but I really would like to see it in a colored yarn. Yeah, I guess I'm just a little bored with this, but I'll put it, I shouldn't say bored, that doesn't sound very nice, but I'll just show you what that looks like. So hopefully you can see. So I think I would just like it with a colored yarn, but I was using yarn from Stash, so I hope my hair isn't too crazy now. So it was good to use excuse me, some yarn from Stash. I would recommend this pattern. The cable was really fun, and I love those little snow ferns on there. I just think that was a really fun cable project, but I'd like to see it in a tonal hand-dyed yarn. I think that would be really, really pretty. All right, and that is on my Make 9 list, which is something that Amy of Noble Character Crafts is hosting. So you make a grid of 9 projects that you'd like to make, or at least, you know, are interested in making for the year. And it's a participation on Instagram, so you don't have to complete anything. It's just creating a board, and then if you finish something, you can post it on Instagram, and she draws prizes periodically for that. So I have excuse me guys, I have 2 boards, a personal board of things I want to make, and then a gift board. So this, I think, was on my personal board, although it may turn into a gift, but that was something I really wanted to make. Let's see, I'm just gonna set these down, excuse me. So I'm sitting in my chair, which some of you called my my knitting throne last time, which I thought was so fun. My knitting throne, queen of the yarn in my yarn room. So I just thought that was really fun, but I don't have my nice table either to set all my stuff on, which was really handy when I had a lot of stuff. So I have a little desk here, and I have a little table next to me with all of my things. All right, the next thing I finished is from my gift Make 9, and this is a baby blanket. This is a crocheted item, and I wasn't very far the last time I started. I only think I had 3 stripes at the bottom, but I completed the whole blanket. Hopefully you can see that. So this is the second baby blanket I've made with this pattern. This is excuse me, Easy Textured Stripes blanket by Lauren Brown. I believe that's Daisy Cottage Designs. This is using Stylecraft Special Aran yarn, so it's an acrylic yarn, very, very soft. You know, you can wash it. So my brother and his wife are expecting twin boys, so I made the first one in January. This is the second one, and they're identical except for this color is teal in the first blanket. So now I have matching blankets for them. I will say though, they turned out a little bit crooked. So it's not the cast on edge. the edge that you chain first. I did go up a hook size to chain on, as was recommended. So I did that, but my final edge is looser. So this edge is a little wider than this edge, but yeah, it bugs me a little bit. And so if you fold it, it's going to be a little wonky folding it, because one edge is a little bit, I don't know if you can see that, a little bit wider, but in the grand scheme of things, it's okay. It's a baby blanket. It's going to be hopefully well used and well loved. It's so soft. I just love how that blanket feels. So I really did enjoy the pattern. Crochet goes so fast, and it was really fun having different projects going, some knitting projects and some crocheting projects. So I really did enjoy that. I think the baby's due dates now, they're saying middle of May, so I am really good. So that was from my gift board for Make 9. And also on that board, I have a baby sweater that I'd like to make, but I think I'm going to make those baby sweaters for Christmas time for those same twin babies. So I have some time to wait to do those sweaters. All right, so that's 4 projects so far. All right, next, you saw this as a work in progress the last couple of times. This is my finished gnome. He is so cute. This is Oh Gnome You Didn't. This is a pattern by Sarah Shira of Imagined Landscapes. She has a number of gnome patterns. So this one is really cute. It's got like a jester hat on. So I will say the hat was a little tedious with the 3 different points, but the finished project is so cute. I did fill it with stuffing and a little bit of polyfill pellets. In hindsight, I should have put more pellets in than stuffing, because he is a little tipsy. So he should be a little bit more secure with poly pellets, but when I make another one, I will know that for the future. So the cute little arms, I just love those. I don't know what my favorite part is. I really like the little I-cord arms. I really like the little tassels on his hat. And I think I said this before, but this pattern is so well written, and the video tutorials are so well done that any part that you might have a question on or aren't sure how to do, those videos just guide you. Really, they hold your hand and help you along the way. So I'm really happy with how this gnome turned out. So this was a yarn kit by A Busy Life on Etsy. But it, if you have leftover fingering weight yarn from socks, you sure could use this for the different parts. So this would be a great stash buster, making a bunch of these with your leftover scraps. So very, very fun. My last finished object for today is another crochet project, and this is I'm calling it Strawberry Bunny Cupcake. This is for my niece Eiley for her birthday, which is next Friday, so I can show it, and then I'm going to get it out in the mail probably early next week or maybe even tomorrow. This is a pattern by Sweet Softies, and it's called Bunny Rabbit Strawberry Cupcake. This is a crochet project. I did it with DK weight leftovers. He's a little wonky. She's a little wonky, I should say. Probably my favorite part is the little strawberry on top. I think that's really cute. The ears are a little wonky, and I don't think that the pattern gives you the best directions on exactly how to attach the ears. So I was kind of just going by the photo and trying to get those ears down. But I think this turned out really cute. Got the little blush for the cheeks and blush inside the ears. Hopefully you can see that. So I hope she likes it. Her sister, if you remember, I made the unicorn birthday cupcake for her sister Charlotte, and she really liked that. So this is for bigger sister Eiley, and I think that's really cute. Jeff, when he saw it, he's like, oh, that looks like such a Carla cupcake. And the colors, I absolutely love the colors. So I should probably make one in my yarn room. That would be really fun, but I love how that turned out. So those are my finished objects for this week. So that was pretty good progress over the last 2 weeks since I've seen you. Very happy with that. Going on into whips, I have 3 whips to share with you today. The first is the Moon Dance hat by Chit Chat Knits, and I just have the ribbing that I am working on. This hat has 5 inches of ribbing, which is a lot of ribbing, but then you can use it, you can fold it up. So I really do like that, even though ribbing's not my favorite thing to do. I don't know, my ribbing's a little wonky down there. My tension got a little off, so I'm hoping blocking will help that out. The yarn I did get from Etsy. This was, or is, a Rowan Designer DK wool. So I have 2 skeins of this, and I don't know the color name. I guess I would call it Dusty Rose or Dusty Plum, Dusty Mauve. I'm not sure. But with this hat, and hopefully I will have a picture inserted here, this hat is going to have beads in it. And so I did get some beads. Let me... I don't know. So both sets of beads really could go. I probably like these best, but I don't know if there will be enough. So I might just do a combination of both of these, but I think they will go really well. Yeah, I think they will go really well with this hat, and this will be my first project using beads. So I'm really excited to get to that point in the pattern. I think I said this was Chit Chat Knits Moonstone hat. No, not Moonstone, Moon Dance hat. Sorry if I said that wrong before. Moon Dance hat by Chit Chat Knits. And I knit a hat by Chit Chat Knits earlier this year. It was the Pair of Hearts hat that was for the pattern. Proceeds from the pattern went to the American Heart Association. That was a really pretty pink hat that I knit. So, and I love that finished object. I love how that turned out. And that one also had the 5-inch brim. So I'm totally happy doing my ribbing here, and I'm getting far. I'm at 4 inches, so not too much more to go. So enjoying that. And then let's see, where is my second? Oh, my second whip. I was going to say finished object, but no, we're done with that. My second work in progress is a new sock cast on. I'm really excited to do. I had shared that I was interested in casting this pattern on. This is the Obata sock, and the pattern is available in the Vogue Knitting issue. This is fall of 2021. So I do not believe you can get it on Ravelry. It is only available, through the magazine. But this is the Obata socks. And hopefully you can see that beautiful texture. I think that is so fun. Even the cuff, the ribbing is a broken, twisted ribbing. I don't know if that's how they said that. And then this beautiful texture all down the leg of the sock. So I have that much. I do have the heel flap and gusset. So and I'm past all the decreases. So just did that last night. So now just continuing on with the sock. Let me tell you about the yarn. This is just a really delicate, soft, speckled yarn. I think it is just lovely. I was drawn to it because it is a Downton Abbey yarn. This was something I had purchased on D-Stash on Etsy last fall. So from Stash. And this was a Lolo Did It. It's the June 2021 Downton Abbey Sock Club. And the name of this yarn is Mrs. Patmore's Cottage. So isn't that lovely? It's like a pale pinky lavender with, some greenish mossy green speckles, some plum speckles. It is just so pretty. And then the coordinating mini is called Orchard Lane. So that was where Mrs. Patmore bought her cottage to, I guess, what was it? To have her bed and breakfast. Yes, to have her bed and breakfast. So I will be putting this as the toe, and this is a really pretty green. I know I didn't cake that up really well, but it's got some even plum colored speckles in there. And it just, cottage and orchard, it just, yeah, it's just perfect. So such a feminine yarn and just a lovely feminine texture to the sock. Because I'm putting in the contrasting toe, I'm going to use this as one of my entries for Rose Opal Knits. They're hosting a scrappy sock along. So any sock where you use more than, you have to at least use 2 colors. So this will count for that. But really, really enjoying that. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else I have to say. It's a very simple pattern. It's an 8-row repeat. But really, really love it. So, and I first heard about this pattern from the Strings Attached podcast. Mallory made this pair of socks, and I thought it was just beautiful. So Mallory, thank you so much for sharing your socks and for the pattern recommendation. I couldn't be happier. So now, of course, I just want to make all the pattern socks, but it's not as easy to pick up as just a regular plain stockinette sock. I kind of want to cast on another sock just to have that mindless knitting, but part of me thinks, no, you should just finish one pair of socks. But we'll see what gets cast on in the next couple of weeks. I'm kind of itching to do a DK weight sock also. So we shall see what happens. My last work in progress for today is the Kaisa tee by This Bird Knits. I just got to try to keep it. It's just a little tangly right now. So I have split for the sleeves. And I don't know how well you can tell that lace texture. Probably not super well, but maybe you can kind of pick up some of it. So this is where I was at the last time. So you can see I have made a good deal of progress. And there was a question from my friend Lois. I don't know if it was the last episode or maybe the episode before. She was asking if I was alternating skeins. And I will say I made it through the lace portion. I just wanted to get through the lace portion, and I did not alternate skeins until I finished the lace portion. And then I started alternating skeins using the helical method. I'm trying to think who it was. Grace of Babbles something. So I will link that tutorial down below if I remember, because I think that is very helpful and I have used that before. So now I am alternating skeins for the body. So this is a short sleeved tee. So once I get done with the body, I will just go back and pick up the sleeves and just have a little bit of knitting to do for the sleeves. The yarn that I am using is Hobby Lobby yarn, and this is really nice. It's Yarn Bee Authentic Hand Dyed. It's 100% merino fingering weight in the plush blush colorway, and it is very, very soft. So I really love how this feels. Yeah, so I'm anxious to continue working on this. It is knit on a size 8, so for fingering weight, it is going pretty fast because of that larger needle size. So now that I am past the lace, which did require presence of mind. It was not mindless knitting at all, and at times I got off and would have to go back and redo my lace knitting. But now it is just stockinette in the round, so really good TV knitting. We are, let's see, currently watching How to Get Away with Murder. So we never watched it when it was on TV, but we're watching it on Netflix and really enjoying that series. It's kind of keeping us on the edge of our seat. And then occasionally I will watch an episode or two of Reign, R-E-I-G-N, which is a period drama on Netflix. So I love historical fiction. I love historical dramas. So yeah, that historical drama, that just really appeals to me. So I am enjoying that show a lot. And now I have some really good mindless knitting to do for the body of this sweater. So those are all of my projects and all of my works in progress. So I have been really busy these last couple of weeks with my knitting and crocheting and have loved every minute of it. Because it is April 1st, I am going to share my yarn in, yarn out statistics for the month of March. I did not do as well this month, but sorry, my throat's really getting a little scratchy. For my yarn, I'll start with yarn out. So what went out of my stash was 11 skeins. So I don't know if you remember this, but for January and February, it was 11 skeins out in January, February, and now March. So is 11 the magic number? I have no idea. I find that so weird. But here are the things that went out. So Stash Dance shawl, there were 2 skeins. The Outlander socks, Charisma socks, those were each 1. The gnome I counted as 1. That was a kit, so that is out of my stash. The Snow Fern hat, that was 1. And then the baby blanket was 5. Simply because I had still some leftovers from the first baby blanket. So I only counted the new skeins that I got into. So 11 skeins total for those things. I did not count my dishcloth for this month because there is still a significant amount of yarn left on that cone, and I wasn't sure exactly how to count that. And then the little cupcake was just scraps, so I didn't count anything for that. So that is 11 skeins out. But how many skeins in? I have 19 skeins in. You're probably going, what? Okay, so 2 skeins for that Moon Dance hat. And then I had gotten 2 sock skeins of yarn from Candy Shop Yarns, which I showed earlier in March. But then, sorry, I'm reaching down here. I got, and I really hate counting this as 19, because it's so tiny, but I am counting each of these as a skein in. So there are 3 that are bigger, but then there are all of these little small ones. So it kind of hurt to write down all of these, all 15 of these. These are for a specific project, and let me show you. So I shared this book, I think the last podcast, this Knitted Animal Friends by Louise Crowther, and I would like to make the duck here. And so I have yarn to make, isn't she cute? I have yarn to make the duck and the dress, you know, all of the accessories. And then I bought enough yarn to make another dress and a sweater pattern in this book, because some of the clothes are interchangeable between the animal friends. So I would like to make that duck. So that is the yarn that came in that is intended for that project. So you let me know whether I should have counted that as 15 skeins in, or should I have counted, I don't know, it's still a little skein, so I counted it. So 19 skeins total in, 11 out. So did not do as good with the buying this month. I did buy a little bit more, so hopefully I'll be good in April. But I still am using my stash. So very, very excited about that. So that's my stash-ticians. No, what would I call that? My stash statistics for the month. Excuse me, I'm just bending down. I've got stuff all over my floor here too. Just a little bit more to share. Thank you to those of you who have purchased a bag from my shop. This was a new, you know, venture for me this year to start an Etsy shop with my sewing, and I am really enjoying sewing. I love fabric. I love, you know, the bright colors, the patterns, the prints. So over the last couple of weeks, I've made a couple bags. So these will be going in the shop, and they probably are in the shop as you're watching this episode. But I have this cute sheep print with the black and white polka dots. So I do have some large size and medium size. On the inside, it's a pink lining. The large bag does have a pocket, and it's the black and white polka dot pocket to coordinate with the outside. But isn't that sheep fabric just the cutest? This may be my favorite fabric yet. I absolutely love these sweet knitting sheep. I just think those are so adorable. So those are really fun. So I've been sewing and knitting and crocheting up a storm the last couple of weeks. Other than that, I've also had to do a lot, or I shouldn't say had to do, I've also gotten to do a lot of playing for church. And then this Sunday, we're having a recital at our church. It's called, let's see, I think it's called Pipes and Pie. So pipes for the organ pipes, and then there's a pie kind of social afterwards. So the organ at our church is in need of repair, and so this is kind of a kickoff concert, I guess, as a fundraiser to go towards the restoration fund for the organ. So there are 7 organists that will be playing some pieces on Sunday. So Jeff and I will each be playing a couple pieces on this recital. So I've been working on that. I played for 3 services last Sunday, and then this coming week, next weekend will be Palm Sunday, and I'll be busy with church services for that weekend as well. Other than that, just keeping busy with work. Yeah, I think that's probably it to share. So if you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, and I'd love it if you'd subscribe. I'd love hearing from you. So if you'd like to share any comments down below, let me know what you're working on. Join in our Love Your Stash make-along on Ravelry. It's a lot of fun. Congratulations to our winners. Make sure you reach out and contact me. Gosh, I think that is it for this week, guys. So I hope you are all doing very, very well. I hope you are enjoying some time doing whatever you love, and I will see you again in a couple weeks. Take care. Bye-bye.